What's up, fellas? So I've been getting a lot of questions about alternators, how to put alternators, and just various lithium and how to charge those lithiums and how to match the alternators to the lithium. So today I just want to start off by talking about how to charge up this lithium. This is a guide that can be used to first charge your lithium to 100% state of charge, what all you would need to do it, and what all I recommend you do, and all the tools that you're going to need if you're going to really run a lithium system to power your car or your vehicle. Your car or your equipment, not vehicle, I'm sorry. So, let's start out today. I got my little brother's charger. This is not the charger that you guys are going to be using. This one, I just got this one from him so I can show you the voltage and everything that's going on when I'm charging up my lithium. This charger right here can even power up those 18 volt setups and all that. So let's see, I want to set this to my target voltage. Just a little bit slightly above it. I got it set at 13.74 volts and it's going to charge at 4 amps under perfect conditions. So got the positive on the positive bus bar, the negative on the negative bus bar. 13.6 is 100% state of charge with most 12 volt lithium batteries. Don't matter what brand you get, 9 times out of 10 the float voltage, the 100% state of charge is going to be 13.6 volts. I went to 13.7 because I'm going to keep an eye on it. You won't see this with most lithium chargers. I'm only using this one this time to kind of show you what's going on. So let's set it to output. Let's begin the charge. Right now I'm charging to 13.7 with 4 amps. I got to keep my eye on it to make sure. This is my multimeter. I'm going to set it to voltage DC. And from voltage DC, I'm just going to put my meter probes. I'm going to put it somewhere. That little hole, perfect. All right, wherever we can get it to fit in there. Let's get this one in to the negative side. My meter says 13.2, 13.3. Fellas, if y'all remember me doing that 146 video I sent in, the battery was only at 12.9. So I was nowhere near 100% state of charge. And that was because I had a factory alternator at the time. Now I have my high output, my 300 XL. So I'm getting the highest idle current I can get. That's what you want, the highest idle current you can get. If you're shopping for lithium batteries for a pickup truck, especially these new model pickup trucks and most vehicles, you want a 12 volt lithium. I don't care what brand you pick, run what you want to run. Whatever you can afford, whatever you want to do, run it, but make sure you do it correctly. And please, 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 you don't have to buy this meter. I went to school for electrical engineering and electronic engineering and robotics. I dive deeper into most electrical troubleshooting, so that's why I have this more expensive meter. You don't need this. You can get a basic multimeter just so you can keep an eye on your state of charge. You keep your eye on your lithium. You don't have to keep a close eye on it, but just monitor your voltages. That's it. If you're gonna go to shows, keep a close eye on your voltages. That's all I recommend to that. But let's talk about today. Let's talk about it because I've been getting this question. And a lot of people have been buying the wrong products when it comes to alternators and lithium and AGM. You do not want to go over 300 amps with one battery. I repeat, you do not want to go over 300 amps. Now, am I a lithium engineer? I am not. But from the various guys that I do know that run it, and from these lithium companies themselves, if you run over 300 amps, you will cause the lithium cells to swell. because it will overcharge. A lot of you think that when you buy a 400 amp alternator that you're getting 400 amps. That is not true. What you're getting is whatever idle current they say specified on your spec sheet with your alternator. That is the current that you're getting. Not 400 amps. If you got a 400 amp alternator, if it's just a large case, you're probably only getting 210 amps. If you have an extra large, to most alternator companies, you're looking in 240 and up in amperage. That's what you have. I look that way because the charger just fell over a little bit to the side. This is not the proper place to put it. Usually I take my lithium out and take it in the house, but I want to show you guys a good video and a good explanation to why I'm doing what I'm doing and how I do what I'm doing, and basically how to do your lithium. When you first get your lithium, it's not going to be 100% charged. It's probably going to be around 11 or 12 volts. 9 times about 12.3. You have to put your charge on and charge to 13.6 volts. That is 100% state of charge, or to whatever your instruction sheet says to charge it to get 100% state of charge. With most lithium that I've seen, 13.6. I think with my X-Max 90 that's under my back seat, I can charge it to 14.8. But it's no point in me doing that because my Titan 8 can only be charged to 13.6. If I charge the X-Max 90 to 14.8 and I charge the Titan 8 to 13.6, well, when the vehicle's off, the Titan 8 is going to drain some of that away from the X-Max 90. Eventually, they're all going to meet up in the middle, and I'm probably going to damage my Titan 8. That's what I don't want. You do not want to charge this above 13.6 volts. If you do, you are damaging your cells. You do not want to own one of these batteries and an alternator really bigger than a 270. 300 amp alternator. Make sure you pay attention. 300, that is the borderline. 270 to be on the safe side. It will swell. I've had this battery for 4 years. I've done everything that I was supposed to do, so I have not had any issues. I recommend it. That's the only reason I recommend lithium. If you're going to get a 300 amp alternator or a 270 amp alternator and lithium, with just that high output alternator and that lithium, the sheet gonna tell you 7,000 watts or 8,000 watts. I'm gonna tell you no, it is not gonna hold that unless you're playing up high. Unless you're playing high frequencies. If you're playing low, it won't hold. You gotta have way more power than that to hold low, to go low. If you're planning to run a 2,500 watt amp or 3,000 watt amp, you will be fine with one lithium battery. If you're planning to run a 5,000 watt amp, you will be fine to run a high output alternator and one lithium battery. Now, it goes the part that most people don't want to hear. With that one lithium battery and a high output alternator, you do not have enough reserve capacity to run 5,000 watts and play low. You do not have that. That is the truth. Most of these spec sheets, most of these companies, they're going to exaggerate. Like, it can hold this. It can at 50 hertz. But below 35, it will not. It will not. But it is what it is. I'm here to tell you. That one Titan 8 factory alternator, 2,500 watt. Most lithium batteries, LTO chemistry, that's what I recommend, LTO chemistry. Factory alternator, you can power 2,500 watts up to 3,000 watts. That one lithium battery is the power of 4 AGM batteries. Lithium recharges a lot faster than AGM does. AGM, on the other hand, deep cycles better than lithium. But you have to have 4 AGMs to equal up to that one lithium battery. At this point, because of cost, you can get a lithium battery now for $500. You got a 2,500 watt amp, 3,000 watt amp, or less. There you go. There is your solution. If you want to run a 1,500, let's say you got a A well-known amp that a lot of people like, the Fosgate 1500 BDCP. If you have that amp, I recommend, from me, put a lithium battery in your vehicle. Your dynamics will thank you. Your amp will thank you. That plus a factory alternator is all you need to run that Fosgate BDCP. If you want to run less power than that, I recommend that as well. With a lithium. Overkill on electrical will always be underpowered electrical. Every day, all day, every day. It never fails. 1,000 watt, 1,200 watt. If you got 500 watts, just get your AGM if you only gonna plan to run that. But if you're planning on running some high power 8s, high power 10s, entry level, I always preach overkill on electrical. Get this battery. You can keep your factory alternator in if you're planning to go low power, 1,500 watts, 2,500 watts, 3,000 watts. You can use your factory alternator in most vehicles. It's up to you. You got to research what your vehicle does and what it runs. But I'm going to say this for most pickup trucks. That means the Ram 1500, the Silverado 1500, the F-150, Tundra, whatever, 2500s, 3500. Listen, I do not recommend lithium under the hood with a diesel vehicle. They regen. That vehicle gets up over 1,000 degrees. I don't recommend that. What I do recommend is something I just heard about, and I want one myself. Get you a battery heat wrap. Insulate that battery even further. The cooler you keep that battery, the better the recharge. And lithium and heat do not do good together. Lithium is affected heavily by temperature. When it's cool outside, lithium does better. When it's hot outside, you'll lose a little bit. You'll probably be, instead of charging at 14.4, you'll probably be 13.8, 13.7. But that's still fine. Yeah, trust me, you're not going to hurt the lithium. But for diesel trucks, I do not recommend it. That engine and that exhaust gets way too hot. Matter of fact, I take that back. No diesel and most turbocharged vehicles. Check your turbocharger and make sure it's far away from your battery. That'll be the main thing that I would look for. But let's take a look at the charger. Let's see what we're charging at. Right now it's holding steady at 13.3. So yeah, since I'm a professional user, I'm going to cheat. See, can I take that amperage up just a little bit? Just a little bit. If you're going to do it, now think about this. It's charging this lithium battery and a whole nother lithium battery. Let's go take a look. Let's go see what I got, fellas. It's also charging this lithium battery. This is my X-Max 90 DIY. This is 90 amp hours. They swear up and down that this battery can hold a 20K by itself. I ain't finna say that. I'm not gonna say that. It ain't that unbelievable because I know people lie and exaggerate, and I know what I've seen. I have not seen anyone hold a 20K with just one of these batteries yet. I don't recommend it, but for pickup trucks, I got it on the 8K, 300 amp alt. It'll do on the 8K. It'll do. Y'all know I got my terminals. That's another thing I want to preach to you guys. I only have 2 runs of 2-aught welding cable that is coming to the back of this truck from the front. Only 2 runs. 2 runs of 2-aught welding cable. Now, there's going to be another vehicle in its own right to determine wire size. You gotta know the ampacity of wire. I'll show you guys that soon. I got it all ran neatly. I still got to finish putting my truck back together. Look at my 8-gauge speaker wire. I'm going to clean that up because I done bent these all up. Being back here sitting on it, stepping on it. Just trying to get my truck worked out and keep this back glass going. And I changed out these speakers as well. So I got to work that out. And y'all see I sealed that vent and I left a little opening. Too much pressure, y'all, too much pressure. But I have all my wires that ran. Signal wires go through the middle of my truck. The power wires, they are ran along the door frame. They got a factory amp. This is going to be another video. ANC bypass. I ain't got to explain what these little mics and these ceilings will do to your bass. But fellas, it will affect you and it will cause you to clip and cause you to peak at a higher frequency than you want to. Now let's go back up to the front so we can keep an eye on this, because lithium is very sensitive and I don't want to overcharge. Let's see. I think I may need to cheat a little further. So let's turn the output off for a second. I don't want this video to take that long. So I took it up some more. It's trying to charge 2 batteries, so I'm gonna be out here. The goal is, I want this meter to tell me, because I have both of those batteries in parallel, that both of those batteries are floating at 13.6 volts. That's the goal. You want to charge this to 13.6 volts. I don't think I'm gonna sit here and hold it till then, because I have 100 amp hours of lithium, and this can take some time. But for the charger you're going to use, make sure you got your meter. Let it charge until you see 13.6. Please do not walk away. Do not go above 13.6. You will damage your battery. This, fellas, is news you can use. I will make other videos pertaining to this, how to choose which lithium you want to run, what sizing, because there is a power series to most brand and a reserve series. And I will do a video explaining these alternators, because I see that people are thinking that they can buy a 400 amp alternator and think that they're getting 400 amps. You're only getting those 400 amps when you're on the interstate or when you're on the highway. When you are at 2,000 RPM, that is when you get the 400. When you sitting still, cut that in half. That's what you get. But with these trucks, guys, with pickup trucks, all reputable alternator companies make an extra large casing. With the extra large casing, you get better cooling on your alternators. It has a heat sink behind it. And you also get a higher idle current. And a lot of y'all didn't know this. Cooling on an alternator is very important, because after the alternator heats up, you're not getting that much of a charge. Your charge is reduced. But this is supposed to have better cooling than my old large casing had. So I went with this. I'm always trying to improve my electrical so I can play low and loud. And let's just see. Let's see what these 10s will do. All right, fellas, this news you can use today. I should be making another video today. Like, subscribe, comment in the comment section if you want to see a video of something explained and broken down. But today, in the process of getting my truck back together, we topping off this lithium. And y'all see, once it starts to get close to 13.6, it's gonna take some time. But this is news you can use on charging up your lithium, and a little bit about alternators. I will make standalone. Again, like, subscribe, comment in the comment section on what videos you want me to break down and make for specific things. I have a DSP interface video. I have an interface versus LOC video coming in the future to explain the differences. Now that we're getting out to all these 2019 vehicles and newer, LOC might not be the answer anymore. You're probably going to want an interface, because we cannot replace our factory screens. We just got to do what we got to do. Don't that pulley just look beautiful? Man, when you improve your electrical, it just get crazy. All right, fellas, peace.